Okay, well, this video, it's kind of a bonus video, a little bit of extra credit on some of those questions that you guys asked. There were a few questions that I didn't think I could come up with a sufficient answer for, as I was just trying to read through them and answer them all off the top of my head. And there were a few questions that were really good, and I did try to answer them at least a little bit in those previous videos, but I'm going to spend this one going into a little bit more depth and detail on just a few of the questions maybe. I'm not sure how many I'll actually re-answer here. But let's see. The first question we're going to get to, and we're going to have, of course, Space Station in the background. I'm dead right now. I got killed, so I'm going to answer these while I'm a ghost between rounds. Let's see. What was one of the questions that I really wanted to re-answer? Not the autistic question. I'm not autistic. I don't think I am. Like I said, maybe bipolar or man-child. I'll let you guys be the judge of what mental problems I've got. Favorite alcoholic drink? No. And I'm not going to be answering any of the favorite questions, like what's your favorite movie or anything like that, because honestly I still don't know. Even if I sat down and tried to think up a top 3 or a top 5 total favorite movies all around, I couldn't do it. I'm not one of those people that has a list like that. Damn it. I know there was one. Oh yeah. This answer that I gave was pretty derped. Certainly not befitting of the question that was asked. But do you know the meaning of the answer 42? Life, the universe, and everything. I think said have fun. Don't be a douchebag. And I know that's entirely and completely subjective in itself too. Honestly, I don't think there is an answer. If you really want to get down and be honest about it, I don't think there is an answer. Obviously, the main goal of life, of the universe, and everything seems to be survival, seems to be just continuing on with whatever reaction you are currently a part of. That seems to be the meaning of the universe, just one long, continued, prolonged reaction. And right now we are where we are in that reaction. But I don't think there's any deeper meaning than what you find in it yourself. My meaning, my goal of life, is to have as much fun as I possibly can. Now that doesn't mean life is just fun. Life is also a big bag of dicks from time to time. It does have some very serious aspects to it that life does its best to ensure you can't have fun, and that is I think probably why one of my goals of life is to have fun. It is basically giving a big middle finger to the universe, constantly trying to wear everything down and bring it down. So yeah, just go out and enjoy your life, enjoy the time that you've got. Try not to ruin other people's lives. Don't let your actions be negative, I guess, to others. Party on and be excellent, dudes, to each other always. Go watch some Bill and Ted. Yeah, I think we have it in... I think it's our duty as humans, as sentient thinking creatures, to treat each other with a little bit of respect, dignity, and kindness, and to allow ourselves to have that fun, to explore and to try new things, to challenge ourselves. Whatever you have fun doing, I guess, even if it's just sitting on your couch eating 12 Twinkies a day, if that's your idea of having fun, well, why should anyone stop you? Eventually your heart will do it, or your body will completely resist and say screw you anyways. So if you want to ride your motorcycle with no helmet, by all means do it. That's your call. I don't think there should be a helmet law like that. I don't think there should be seatbelt laws either. I think if somebody doesn't want to wear their seatbelt, sucks to be them when they do get in a wreck, but we won't have to worry about them anymore, and we'll only have people who naturally want to wear their seatbelts that are around, instead of people who feel like they're forced to wear their seatbelts. Let's see. But yeah, I guess I don't know. That probably didn't answer the question any better than before. That was from Upwata, by the way. Upwata? I think a couple more people tried to ask my meaning on life, and the universe and everything, and that's pretty much what it is. Find your own goals, have fun, challenging yourself, exploring, doing, enjoying, because someday you're gonna die, and then, who knows? Who knows what your new goal will be, if you even have one. Some people think there's nothing. Some people think there's heaven and hell. I, for one, say, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, no clue. Whenever you die, it's supposed to be for eternity, right? Well, eternity is a pretty fucking long time. Who's to say the universe won't completely reassemble you on some other planet. You'll wake up there. That's a bit ridiculous in itself too, but all I'm saying is, who knows? Who knows? Eternity is a fucking long time. It is a very long time. It is astronomically long time. It is an infinitely long time that you can't even begin to comprehend. So let's see. What's another good question? I think I answered this one from Jello-Snark. What got you started on LPs? Yeah, pretty much Jeff, his Let's Plays. A couple of Kokoskia's Let's Plays, Chili Noodle's Let's Plays, Chili Tomato Noodle. I did forget to mention Captain Duck. He's the one who taught me the most about Dwarf Fortress mode. His tutorial videos and his sexy, soothing voice most certainly played a significant role in me wanting to do Let's Plays. So yes, by all means, all of those people, huge inspirations to me, huge role models for my decision to get into Let's Playing. Let's see. I think we've discussed what's been my favorite game to LP. I can't remember if I answered this one. I think I did. But my answer now will probably change compared to what it was then. I don't really know if I have a favorite game to LP. I really do like LP and Space Station 13 because it gives me a chance to improv on the fly while crazy things are happening. I mean, whenever I go play Fallout or something, for the most part, I kind of know what's going to happen. There are a few unexpected things like landmines and ambushes that can happen, but for the most part, I'm never going to see something that just completely takes my breath away and makes me gasp. It's not going to happen. Space Station 13, however, it's pure, unadulterated, delicious chaos, as I'm sure you've noticed by now. So it's probably my most favorite to Let's Play, especially from a challenging perspective. There's so much of the game I don't know, like this whole research station right here that we're floating around right now. I've not actually chose a research job since Donut Station came into effect. I haven't learned how to make bombs here yet. I haven't done any disease research. I haven't hacked the mainframe. This is the new computer system, the Dwayne Terminal system. And yeah, that is another aspect of the game that I am currently holding off on because whenever I play this game, I play to have fun. I play Space Station to enjoy myself, so I play kind of just more relaxed characters. I like playing the chef. You can see the chef cloaked right there. He's actually using my ID at this point because, yeah, he's the one who got me. There goes the captain running away. He's cloaked. I don't know if the captain has thermals or not. I'll have to assume no. He doesn't. He's scouting around. But yeah, the space station, it's phenomenal. It's awesome. It is probably my favorite game to Let's Play besides Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is my favorite for other reasons, because it is lengthy epic. I mean, to really enjoy Dwarf Fortress, I think you've got to sit down, you've got to savor and enjoy the whole experience. It's a more flavorful, meaty, robust meal, in my opinion, whereas Space Station 13 you can jump in, have fun extremely quickly, you know, in small 30 to 40 minute rounds, and yeah, they're just two different things. X3TC has the potential to be one of my favorites, I think. Again, it's hard for me to have favorites, but if I could get all of the mods working that I want to with X3TC, where capital ship battles are epic, fighter squadrons are flying out of carriers running patrols, the forces are battling, taking over sectors, hiring mercenaries like me to send my fleets out and attack waves for them. I want to see capital ships have escape pods that eject whenever they blow up. I want to see all types of just, you know, little details and interesting stuff. Like the BBC, the Galactic News Bulletin Network or whatever that I had downloaded, that mod. I want to see that expanded in the X3 universe. Maybe with the next X game, it's not going to be X3 next time, but next time they come out with a game, I want to see a more detailed news and information network in the game. Something like maybe Space Rangers 2 has. It's another game I've been playing a little bit. I just want to feel like I'm part of the world. Like I'm part of the universe. Like there's something more than me going on, but I still have an effect in it. And, That's what I think would turn X3TC into something special for me to Let's Play, turn it into one of my favorites. I want to see my ships that I buy and name, I want to see them gaining skill, I want to see them improving, I want to see them limping home after a battle, you know, trailing damage, venting atmosphere from damaged decks and stuff. Basically stuff that is never going to happen with that engine, but maybe will in the future. I've been wanting a game like that my entire life, but apparently technology has never caught up. And this is going to be another question that I'm going to answer in more detail. Where is it? I want to know who asked this one. Something about what's my idea of a let me see. Just watch the research shuttle for a moment. Like rainbows, of course. What's your least favorite game? No. Somebody asked me what my idea of a favorite video game. What's my idea of a video game that I would design or something like that? I would love if I could find that question. Otherwise, I'll just answer it here in a moment anyways, regardless of if I can find it. Play on other systems, no. Going to watch Markable, no. More Space Station 13 questions. Almost done scrolling through here. And then I'll just answer. But yeah, originally I answered it something like, you know, I'd like to see the Shadowrun universe updated with the Grand Theft Auto engine, and I do absolutely think that would be a very fun game to play. But if I had unlimited money myself, and unlimited time to design a game, which would never happen, I would want to see a game that mixes X3TC with Arma 2, like I was doing in my videos. I tried it like once. I'm going to be doing that again in the future. You can damn well be sure of it once I learn a little bit more. I don't want to half-ass it nearly as much as I did that time. But I want to see where you can have, you know, you can land on planets, you can go explore them on foot, and it's realistic on foot. I don't want an arcadey, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to feel like I'm an arcade superhero when I land on a planet, bouncing around and flying around in jetpacks. I want to land on the planet and feel like I'm vulnerable. I want to feel like I could die on that planet. I want to explore planets, explore civilizations, even if it's some type of crappy generic quest system like Daggerfall had, or something like that. I just want thousands of worlds to explore. I want people to find, missions to go on. I want stories that I can create by myself. If they provide the basic tools, I can tell the stories myself. I understand that, you know, a lot of people can't these days. That's why games like that aren't popular. They don't focus test very well. They don't get very well recepted. But that's what I like. I like sandboxy games. I like games where, you know, there is a story, but you're still free to create your own. I think I also talked about how one of the first computers that I ever played on was an Apple II. Stuff like Bard's Tale and Knights of Legend. Those games are part of the reason why I think I enjoy just running around telling myself stories. Because back whenever I played those games, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. I never beat any of them. I don't think I even came close. Most of the times I never even knew what the hell I was supposed to be doing. I didn't have the patience back then to read through all of the instruction manuals, if I could even find them, because you have to remember at that point, that was my uncle's computer that I got to play on. He was already gone into college. All of his boxes and stuff were pretty much packed up. I would have to ruffle through them, find a disc with a label on it, and I hope I could find all of its copies and all of its following discs, and then I would just play through them. Most of the time he had copy protection, of course. He had all of that bundled together, but it was the important information that always seemed to be missing. Like whenever I would rent games. Growing up, renting games was a real fun experience. Let's say you go to Blockbuster and rent a game. It ain't coming with a booklet. Forget that. There's no booklet with your game. Some asshole who rented it before, probably the first person who rented it, probably stole the book. That's if Best Buy even put books in it. On the back of the game case that you rented it on, there'd be a small paragraph describing what the game was, maybe what a few of the buttons did, but it by no means described everything. It would give you a short synopsis of the storyline, but for the most part, you had no idea what was going on. If the game didn't do a good job of explaining itself in cutscenes, you were pretty much just free to run around and tell yourself whatever story you wanted. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm good at doing what I do now, because I didn't have that information available to me. So, if I wanted to enjoy a storyline, I had to make it up myself, because I normally didn't play for points. I never sat down and played a game thinking, man, I made 900,000 points last time. I gotta make 1,000,000 points this time. I never really cared about points. Even playing games that depended on points, it seemed like I was trying to tell myself some stupid story or something. So yeah, but as for my favorite game, it would be mixing X3TC with something like Arma. I want sim space combat. It doesn't have to be, you know, pure Newtonian physics, realistic space combat where you fire a projectile and it takes 2 hours to make it the 10,000 kilometers that your computers have tracked before it collides. And a little bit of actiony, Star Warsy style space combat, X3TC style combat, but with a little bit more depth and flair. I want to be able to board capital ships. The same way you can land on the same way I want to be able to land on a planet and, you know, go about it realistically. If I launch a boarding pod at a capital ship, I want to be able to say, okay, I'm going to take control of one of the Marines one of the Marines on the boarding pod, and we're going to storm that capital ship. I want to be able to make decisions like that. Obviously, that would be my wet dream of a game. It would be, if it had multiplayer, that would be even better. If it was a free MMO, of course, that would be even better. You know, you've got, take the Infinity engine, if you've seen that game, where you can fly through space, fly through the galaxy, find a planet, and then land on the planet. Take that, make it multiplayer, add all of these features in. It would that would be my idea of a dream game. I mean, you've got to have, in my opinion, for a dream game, for a game to be the best that it possibly can be, you have to have other players. AI is good, yes, but AI only provides so much of a challenge, and then you learn how to exploit the challenge, and then the game kind of loses its fun, unless you handicap and gimp yourself and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, I think you have to have other players. That's another reason I like Space Station 13. I'm a dumb person. I'm not gonna even lie and try to admit it. I'm pretty big dirt from time to time. And playing against other humans who I know are smarter than me and who I know are conspiring to lie to me and to manipulate me and to, you know, basically use me to their own means, that is the ultimate thrill, the ultimate hunt, the ultimate gaming, in my opinion, is against other humans. Of course, there are other fun things to do with gaming. No, you don't always have to have humans. Sometimes it's nice just to have AI to go against, or to sit back and relax and enjoy the scenery. But yeah, that's what that would be. That would be my favorite game. Combine all of those elements together. Dr. Bias Galter burning over there by the bomb ladder. Yep, combine all those together, and that would be my ideal game. Probably could never happen, because you would have to have, you know, a planetary simulation, a first-person simulation, a spaceship simulator engine, all of this crap. I've never seen anything attempted like it except from Derek Smart, and we all know how that turned out. Disaster, right? I've never played Battle Cruiser 3000 or whatever it was, and I've never played his other games that he released. I don't know how they turned out, but I have to imagine they didn't turn out very well. I could be wrong, though. Why don't you tell me in the comments if you've played them? Seem to have a lot of people in the comments who played various games that I've never even thought about playing. So by all means, enlighten me. Let's see, what other questions that I wanted to answer. This is another one that I still don't really have a good answer to, unfortunately. This one was from Merklom. If you could ask one question to any person of your choice, what would it be? Ask one question to any person. See, I just don't know. And they would have to give me an answer. And they would absolutely have to give me an answer. Huh. And they would have to answer me completely truthfully. I'd probably ask the Pope if he actually believes the stuff that he says. Or if he just rides the wave of power because he enjoys the thrill and the comfort of the life it provides. That's what I would ask. I mean, most other stuff that I could possibly think to ask, I can Google myself. I can ask on I can check it out on Wikipedia. Like anything I can ask Neil deGrasse Tyson or Stephen Hawking, or anything I could even ask Carl Sagan. Any question I could ask them, I could probably find an answer to on Wikipedia. Except I wouldn't get their opinion on it. Like, I would love to hear Neil deGrasse Tyson's... We're just going to call him Neil from now on, by the way. I would like to hear Neil's opinion on the heat death of the universe. On the universe. If they still think it's a viable theory, if they still think that, you know, it could actually happen, if it's still widely accepted, or if they think it's just going to be a wave of energy that propagates throughout the universe for all of eternity and never dies, just goes from one reaction to another, or eventually does the reaction completely play out and we all suffer heat death, the end of entropy. I don't know, but I would like to hear their takes on it, even though I'm not sure it would actually provide me with any new knowledge. But yeah, I'd like to hear the Pope explain himself truthfully, realistically. I want to know, does he actually believe that stuff? Do they? I guess they probably do, but I don't know. Let's see what other questions there are. Oh yeah, there was one about families and girlfriends and stuff like that, and the answer I gave was extremely man-childish, okay? You're right, I don't want to watch Flavor of Love 16 or The Bachelorette 12. But at the same time, I have nothing against a girl who does want to watch that. That's not a deal breaker for me. As much as it probably sounded like that when I said it, that's not what the deal breaker is. The deal breaker that ruins it for me is whenever they want me to watch their bullcrap. They get upset whenever I don't spend time doing everything that they want to do. But yeah, I can't get them to sit down and play a video game with me. I know that's extremely petty. But at the same time, people want to be happy. They want to enjoy themselves with whoever they're with. And if I don't enjoy going out to the club, and they don't enjoy playing games, well then there's pretty big chances that we're never ever going to be able to do anything that we both like. So just save ourselves both the trouble, and let's cut this short right here. I'm sure we can find, you know, people with similar interests later on, even though that's not always a given either. Black holes around the station, sucking things up. Atmospherics is gone, electricians is gone, and this round is still dragging on. Let's see. Been going on for 41 minutes. I've got 6 minutes until the arrival shuttle gets here. So, let me see. What else can I do to put my foot in the mouth about girlfriends and families and stuff? I mean, I've never actually had a girl that I had a huge disagreement with. It's always just been petty stuff that's ended it. I've never hated a girl. I've never left on extremely bad terms. I've never been violent. I've never been abused by a girl. It's always just been, well, I'm not really happy in this relationship. We don't really do anything. Well, you don't want to go hiking or camping because you hate the outdoors and you hate insects. And you don't want to play games. You don't want to watch the movies I want to watch, and you complain every time we sit down to watch them. But yet you bitch and nag at me about not wanting to watch the next reality show that comes on TV, about not wanting to go out to drink and go clubbing and hang out with your friends. It's okay. Let me tell you this, guys. It's okay in a relationship to have separate interests, but don't hold it against your significant other if they don't enjoy the things you do and you don't enjoy the things they do. If there's that big of an incompatibility, by all means, just end it. Trust me, there's millions of fish out there. You will find one if you look hard enough. You just have to look. It's a big part of it, you know. Looking, asking, throwing your line in the water. You can't give up, folks. I know this is probably a dumb thing to say too, completely mean to some people, but most people are never truly forever alone. Most people just are not fishing in the right waters. So if you're not catching anything, by all means, switch where you're fishing. Switch your bait. You will find someone. Most people have way more options than being forever alone. There are a few cases of forever alone out there. But most people, most certainly not. Let's see if there's any other questions I wanted to go over. But yeah, if I could get a girl who wanted to play MMOs or play Space Station 13 or hang out and go hiking and do all types of fun stuff together, I'd probably already be married, have kids, and would not be doing LP as much as I do. It'd be something I do very infrequently. Because when all is said and done, real life does have to come first. And thankfully right now, I am lucky enough that I don't have to focus that much on real life except when I'm working. My life at this point is, pretty much mine for the first time and seems like for ages. We're gonna switch to watching the barkeeper there. Gust Apo, by the way. He'll probably be dead before the shuttle gets here. We'll see though. Let's see, what other questions did I think I needed to refine a little bit more? Go into more detail for. I don't mind sounding like a man-child. I am a big baby. I admit that, I accept that. It's something I've learned to deal with, and I kind of enjoy it. It gives me a little bit more freedom, I think, than not being one. Favorite hobby besides computer games and dog breeding, from Dion. I didn't answer that one very well either. People asked me what my favorite hobbies were. My favorite hobbies currently, honestly, are video games, reading the internet, and watching the internet. Watching movies on the internet. I don't have very many real-life hobbies anymore. Unfortunately, even though I've got plenty of free time these days, I don't have plenty of money. And because I don't have money, I don't get to go out and enjoy things as much as I used to. I used to like going out camping, hiking. I used to go bike riding all of the time. Things like that. Unfortunately, I don't get to do that anymore. But those were some of my favorite hobbies. You've probably seen some of my pictures. Some of you have. I love the outdoors. Even if I don't love working outdoors. Let's get that right. Let's get that straight. It's one thing to enjoy the outdoors, it's another thing to be paid to work in 100-degree weather with 90-degree humidity all year round. I am not made of sterner stuff like some men are. Like I said, I'm a soft little baby man-child, apparently. I'm not afraid to bitch about it. I love to have an indoor office job. I love soaking up that cold AC, but even that isn't always a given. I'm having to do a lot of outside work myself nowadays, which is why I kind of complain about it. But it is what it is. Just stay hydrated if you're going to be out there, I guess. Yeah, those are my favorite hobbies, so let's see, what else did I used to do? I feel like I used to do so much more than I do now. I used to play a lot of guitar, even though I was never very good at it. I never took lessons. I tried reading about music theory and stuff, but here's the thing with music theory. Every time I would go to a Google page or a Wikipedia page to read about how to play guitar, they would use words that I wouldn't know. So I would look up the definitions of those words, and those words would use other words that I didn't know. And I could trace these words back all the way trying to figure out what the fuck these lessons were talking about, and never figure it out. Because the definitions just led to other definitions of words that I never knew, and that I couldn't figure out. So, yeah, that's always a bit fun. I never got very good with guitar at all. Could never play anyone else's stuff, because my memory sucks. It has my entire life. Yeah, it was just kind of a fun little hobby. Try to learn different chords and play through them, see what I could come up with. Like challenging myself with that. Looks like the whole escape arm is falling apart. Windows all just shattered out, the walls are tearing themselves apart. Someone just slapped a mining explosive on the ground. Maybe he picked it back up. There it goes, boom. More windows shatter. Station is venting atmosphere out through here. That's why the rods got sucked out into space. And the escape shuttle is here, so good, I'll be back soon. I have a feeling this guy is going to die. I don't think Gust Apo is going to make it on to the escape shuttle there. let's see, 3 minutes before the shuttle leaves. Unless they shorten it, which is always possible. Any other questions I want to tie up here? When did you get your dogs? Got them from my family a few years ago. My dog that I own is, like I said, she's brave. She's crazy. She's a little chihuahua, a long-haired chihuahua. She's adorable. She's a doll. I've had other dogs in the past that I really like. I had a big old German Shepherd at one point. That was fun. And yeah, they shorten the launch time to 10 seconds. So, that's all the questions you get. I'll probably be doing another question and answer session at some point in the future. I do want to thank everyone who, again, asked the questions, who stuck with it, even through all of my whining and hypocritical, bullshitting and whining. Hopefully some of these questions cleared things up. I don't think I have any more questions that I want to clear up, so this should be the last video in it all. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not getting into my political views, though. Seriously, this country's fucked. We need help. Somebody help us.